Hi, I'm Richard Driftworks, and this is the final part of our BDC driver review. So I headed down to Richard Grindrods and spoke to him about his season, what he's planning on doing in the off-season to his BMW E36, and just a general chat to see what he's been up to in the off-season. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the video. So I'm here with Richard Grindrod, the driver of the BMW E36. Wave to the camera.
Hello internet people.
So BDC 2017.
Yes.
How did you get on? How did you find it?
It was good. It wasn't our best year, but it wasn't our worst. Try again.
So rocking in round one, you got knocked out by Ollie Evans.
Yes.
In that 1J S14.5.
Yes, that's the one.
Which is a quick car. He ended up finishing second.
Yes.
So I guess it's not being knocked out by someone that finished that high up is not the worst thing in the world.
No, he was going well all weekend. I mean, he came from Pro-Am, didn't he?
Yeah.
So he had like.
So I mean, it's something that always happens with the BDC. A Pro-Am driver, like, just being able to seat time.
Yeah.
And especially at Rockingham, no one had ever really driven it before.
No.
So he was out all day Saturday practicing and did all the battles. Then all day Sunday practicing with the pros. Just got it nailed and just showed what a good driver likes seat time.
Well, yeah.
I mean, he deserved to do well. I mean.
Oh yeah, he was on fire all weekend, but.
Yeah, seat time is key.
It is. We all know this.
Yeah.
We just never do it.
No. Did you get any practice in on the off season?
Last year, no.
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 Baby.
Oh, sorry. I think we went to Teesside once.
Ah, Teesside once. There you go.
Still not good enough.
And then you did that drifting against the trailer.
Yes, yeah. That was a Throckmorton, which different surface, and
yeah,
just
really,
a dick around.
Yeah, it didn't really count. Round two, is that Teesside?
Driftland, was it?
No, that's no. Round two is Teesside.
I don't know.
So round
I can't remember. That was ages ago.
I can't remember what happened. Round three was the NEC.
Yes.
You got knocked out by Matt Carton.
No.
Yes,
no,
you did.
No, I didn't.
100% did.
Steve Wills, because I put it in the wall.
Ah.
Matt Carter was round two because I dropped a wheel because we had a D-bead
at Teesside
at the top corner.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, Matt Carter round two.
Yeah, and then round three, NEC.
At the NEC, the day after Phil's wedding, wasn't it?
Yes, which was very nice.
Yes.
Very nice pizza.
Steve, you put it in the wall, didn't you?
Yes.
And after that, you chopped the back end out, didn't you?
Yeah, that's when we chopped the back and went all fiberglass on the back end.
Which is made it slightly lighter, I guess.
Lost 8 kilo.
Yeah.
So.
Wish I could lose 8 kilos. Then round four.
Now we're at Driftland.
Now we're at Driftland.
Yes.
Who did you get knocked out by then?
The Irish guy in the red BMW.
Ah, yes.
It was a very close.
And didn't he go on and win?
No, he got knocked out in the next battle.
I
think. No, it was against Jack. His next battle.
Okay.
Yeah, it was very close. They couldn't call it.
But both supercharged E36s.
Yes.
So that was that, and then round five. Can't even remember. That's
rained in it, and it was Scott Cartledge.
Scott Cartledge, who was massively slow and just tripped up over him.
Yeah, basically. It was either smash into the back of him or go on the grass.
So overall, out of 10, how did you rate your year?
But to be fair, I thought it was what it was, but we finished. Don't quote me on this. People are probably going to say.
I'll correct you if you're wrong.
Okay, I think we finished 7th. In
so not horrendous then.
7th or 6th. I might be wrong.
Consistently ending up midfield then.
Yes, yeah. Which hence put us middle of the championship.
Yeah. So
it's not been a bad year, but it's not been the best.
No.
So we're going to change it for next year.
Yeah, definitely. So, did you do anything else? I saw you doing rounds of Retro Drift Championship.
We did it. We did a round of Retro Drift at Pembury because we had a long break from round 3 to round 4.
Okay. So because there was going to be a round at Liddon Hill, wasn't there?
Yes.
But that got scrapped.
That got cancelled, yeah. So we thought we'd take the car out and get me back used to being in the car and give it a shakedown, which was good because we found 2 problems. 2 wiring issues, which would have messed up our practice at Driftland.
And it's a long way to go and find issues like that as well, isn't it?
Definitely. So
So 2017 can be forgotten and scribble out the Grindrod history. What's your plans with the car then for the off-season?
Off-season, this Saturday we're going to take the engine out, diff out of it, because that Matsuri, the diff opened in the night fight battles, which caused us to go off and hit the tyres and do some damage and make me do more work to it now.
Sad times.
So yeah.
So why are you taking the engine out?
The engine's been in 3 years and we've not looked at it.
Oh, so right, okay.
Take it out, give it a check over, and then it's going to go on Paul's Exon's dyno, which is the engine builder.
Yeah, because he built this.
He built it originally. So it's going to go back on the dyno. We've got a new intercooler to go on it.
So you're leaving it supercharged then?
Yes.
Because you were discussing at some points going NA, weren't you?
Yes, we had a guy potentially lined up to buy the engine, but time working everything out, it would cost a lot for me to replace that under there.
Yeah.
So
you're going to stick the power, just change it, make it.
It will, hopefully, it should make 700.
Oh, okay,
with the
that's
new
good.
intercooler, because it's going to flow more air, where the one that's on it at the moment is very restrictive. So.
Because how important is an intercooler on a supercharged setup? Does it help with intake temps?
It keeps the intake temps very cool. I mean, this is really good with the cooler. Cooler that's on it is good, but it doesn't flow a lot.
Oh, okay.
So it's about 25 to 28 degrees it sits.
So how do you change that? Then bigger pipe work, bigger core?
It's just a better core. It's just better manufactured. The pipes are all different. It's a real work of art the kid's done. So yeah. It
was already done then, just ready to.
Yeah, it's all done. It's all ready just to go on the engine dyno, put it on, and see what happens.
And then you're just going to rebuild your diff and.
Yeah, the diff. Rebuild the diff so the tension torque's back up on it, because it's my own stupid fault. I ain't checked it for 3 years.
It's one of those things though, isn't it? Like, just it works, just keep going.
That's it, that was the problem.
So throughout the year you kept upsetting me, making me sad. Can we walk over here?
Where are we going now?
These work wheels.
Oh yeah.
How many times have you had a debeading issue?
This year I think one at Driftland, one at Teesside, so there's 2 to my knowledge.
If you were running, now there was a team, a tyre manufacturer who were running a 285 width tyres.
Yes.
Would that have saved all your issues?
Yes, we definitely, because we'd have, obviously this being a 265.
Which is an 11 as well, isn't it?
Yeah, 11J rim, 265, obviously you can see we've got a quite nice stretch going on. So if we had a 285. I'm
sure Craig thinks it's not a nice stretch.
He's never commented saying your wheels are horrible with that stretch on. So we had a 285, obviously the tyre would be wider, sit square on the rim, and we wouldn't have any issues of debeading.
But you've smacked the rims up a few times.
Oh, well yeah, this is the latest damage.
That was Matsuri. I think what we spoke about before we started filming, we might drop the size down just half an inch.
Yes, to go run to 10.5, so we can go really low on the pressures and we ain't gonna worry about tyre DB.
Because that is the issue, isn't it? You're dropping the tyre pressures down and it's just...
Well, everybody's in the hunt for grip.
Yeah.
So, you know, cars are so grippy these days, the only way to get a little bit more, keep going lower.
Yep. But never mind. Now, going back to the tyres, you and your family come from a long history of motorsport?
That's better.
That's what I'm trying to say. I mean, what did you do before drifting?
I did pickup truck racing.
Oh, okay.
So
actual serious racing then?
Yes, genuine serious racing.
And your brothers do, is it Caterhams?
We've got a Caterham, yeah.
So, serious racing.
Yes.
Is this sort of thing, so slight legal rule bending, is that common in racing?
Yes, it's common across every form of motorsport.
So actually, for the BDC to come to the point where someone is willing to do that is actually quite a good thing for the sport that is being taken that seriously.
It is. You can just see how far drifting has came in the last couple of years, where people are sitting down, reading the rule book to the letter and seeing how they can manipulate it, bend it without actually breaking the rules.
So in your racing, what have people done in the past then? Like, what's a comparable thing?
Comparable thing to go
wider
on tyres. My brother used to race Formula 2 stock cars, which is like short oval racing, it's like Birmingham wheels.
Yeah.
And you wasn't allowed to use tyre softener, but they all use tyre softener.
Oh, okay.
if they don't run tyre softener,
they
don't win basically.
Yeah.
So everybody runs it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that we've come across if you're trying to compare something to tyres.
But what about mechanical wise? Are people, because some of the cars in the BDC are running flat bottom floors, which are again banned. I know why they've done it.
Yes.
But it's again, that's probably quite a common thing just to.
For aero packs on a circuit, definitely 100% it's going to work.
Yeah.
Mechanical wise, going back many years when I used to race mini stocks, people used to have the heads skimmed because we used to run on a restrictor plate, 38mm. People were drilling them out to 40mm.
Oh, okay. You know, things that you couldn't see visibly. But
no, couldn't see, but when you strip the engine down, you could see.
No, okay, cunning.
Yes.
So that's that. I spot behind me.
Yes.
Oh, it's the wife.
She's phoning. Good timing.
It's the wife talking about her car. So, Emma's car.
Yes.
Also with a V8.
Yes. People won't be happy, but never mind.
What is this car for? I know, like it looks like a fully fledged drift car almost.
It is. It is Emma's car. She will be using it. We're looking at doing a few rounds in Quinny Europe with it. But we've come to the arrangement that if I break this or we have a crash or whatever, this is my spare car.
Are you taking both to events then?
We won't take it to events because if you have a bump, you ain't gonna have
unless it's someone like Rockingham or Silverstone where you can just dash home and grab it.
Yes, definitely. Hence why it's got Wisefab front, Wisefab rear.
LS, what is it? A 4 or 1?
LS2.
2.
So it's 430 for now, which is plenty of power.
It'll be fine. And it's an S body, it's a proven recipe.
Well,
and you're chopping everything out of it as well.
Well, yeah, it's virtually there now. All the chopping's been done. Yeah.
And another thing, as a follower of yours and an admirer on Facebook and the internet, you've started getting into video games?
Yes, I have.
Is it World of Warcraft?
No, it's not, sir.
What is it you're doing with goggles on your face?
Just pretending to be an idiot with goggles on my face.
Getting away from Emma in the chart. I'm gaming, leave me alone.
Yes, going to a different world.
Yeah.
It's coming to Matt Denham. Obviously, people know the story. He learned his drifting craft.
Well, not just Matt Denham, but James Dean.
Oh, does it?
That's how James Dean practices on.
I didn't know this.
All he does.
So those two,
yeah,
for example, they're pretty good. So I thought, well, it's off season. It's relatively cheap once you've bought your PC.
So what is it you need? Because I've looked at it and thought, Jesus, that looks expensive.
You need a quite powerful computer to run VR, to run the headsets. If you don't want to go down the VR route, you know, any decent computer will run the games. Yeah,
because you've only just got the VR, haven't you?
Yes, just over Christmas I bought the VR unit, which it's good. It's a very weird sensation.
Yeah, I bet.
It's good how it sucks you into the game though. I have forgot that this is not real.
Oh, okay.
You know, when you're travelling, like you throw it in and you're travelling, you're looking out the window and you're going, I'm going to crash. You go, oh, actually I'm in a game, so it doesn't actually matter.
So you need the VR headset. You need a steering wheel?
Yes.
Is it like vibration steering wheel? So like you get a bit
force feedback, yeah.
Proper word for that.
I see, technical stuff. I read the book.
And then pedals.
Yeah, you buy them as a kit. They call them steering wheel pedals, and the shifter is an additional.
Oh, so you still got a manual shifter then?
You can convert it to sequential, but it's more fun having it as a.
Is it like a proper manual, or was it like gated?
It's gated.
Oh,
like it looks like a Ferrari machine, bit of aluminium.
Yeah.
It works quite well, to be fair.
So it's not. Does it feel the same as your BMW?
No, that's quite stiff to come across the gates.
Yeah.
But it's all right. It feels like a normal road car.
Oh, okay, which is okay, I guess. Yeah. And then have you got a hydro?
Yeah, I've used a joystick. Cheap and cheerful.
But it works like a hydro. And
yeah, pull it, you can hold on to it, and obviously it locks the wheels.
So how does that feel compared to driving this or any other car? Does it feel the same?
It's better, as in, it's not better, it's the same as in depth perception with the VR on.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Because you can gauge distance, etc. The only weird sensation is different from driving that to VR is the noise and the actual physical movement, so G-force, when you throw that in, it's, you know, obviously you don't get that sensation.
How long did it take you to get used to it? Like, not ignoring the VR, but like the whole online racing? Because I've tried it. I'm a bit of a nerd, but I just can't, doesn't feel the same to me. Like, maybe because there's no fear, maybe because, you know, if you crash, you either just reset it or who cares, it's a video game. Has that bothered you, or do you just crack on?
Just get on with it. I mean, it took, don't get me wrong, I didn't just jump on it and I could drift. It took like a good couple of hours just pissing around and trying different things. Okay, so it does behave like a real car up to a certain point, and then you have to adjust to be a game.
No, okay.
So I mean, no, it's good. I mean, it's growing like.
Yeah, like I've seen a lot of people do it. The guy that works for us, Chris, with the MX-5, he did that before we could drift.
Ah, right. Okay.
And then from playing the video game with his friends, he said, actually, should we try it in real life? And now does it in real life. How are you finding other people? Like people that you drive against who don't drift in real life?
They can drift on the game. There's a few that are really good.
Yeah.
And you can tell they sit there and play it a long time.
So the game, is it Assetto Corsa?
Assetto Corsa is the main one.
That's got all the tracks on it as well, isn't it? So it's got like Driftland.
Driftland T-side, a lot of the tracks, like it's got Riga on there.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I'm trying to think what they changed the name to now. Used to be Drift All Stars, I don't know what it's called now.
Something then, Drift GP.
That's the one, yeah. It's got a lot of their tracks on it.
Oh, okay. So it's useful then, and I guess it's cheaper and easier and warmer than doing it in that.
Yeah.
Because this is the problem that Phyllis had, that the Corolla is an incredible machine.
Yes.
You can't practice?
No, he can practice, but it's very expensive to go and
we have to take a race team, like Drift Matsuri, like we went probably about £2,000 worth of tyres.
I'd say that
just for a practice day.
Yeah.
Whereas it's not actually sustainable, is it?
No, not. I mean, it's the same. I mean, it's the same with Martin. It's the same with me. We'd love to take him out every weekend, but it's just the physical cost of running it.
Yeah.
Like putting the fuel in it and then putting tyres on it. Because there's no point going to a drift day and putting tyres on it.
No,
because they don't last.
Or they don't go anywhere.
Well, yeah, this is it. You're not actually getting, you know, the experience of how it will behave at a competition.
Yeah,
you just,
so almost defeating the point in practicing, isn't it?
Yeah, basically.
Because you've had this car a while, haven't you?
3 years with the LS and then 1 year as a 3.2 M3.
Which is when it was grey and you did the Pro, didn't you?
Yes, when it was all Pro and...
Yeah. So what did you do before that then?
Pickup truck racing. No.
Oh, so you went straight your first...
Well, sorry, no, tell a lie, sorry. I did lots of dicking around at Buxton in a 323 E36.
So that's how you started then?
Yes,
just 323 compact, normal, and then...
Yeah, and then I seen this as a bare shell with a cage in it and bought it.
So is this a genuine M3 then?
It's actually a genuine 328 Sport.
Sport, black headliner.
Yeah, black.
Oh,
black
popper.
Boy. But the guy that had it before me welded all the E36 M3 bracing and stuff in it, so it's got all the reinforcements pre-done.
And then you put a 3 litre M3 engine, didn't you?
3.2,
which you then sold to Willie Rose?
What a Willie Rose Mechanics or something.
Or something like that, yeah.
And then it ended up in his compact.
Yeah.
And then the guy that bought it originally had it back. So yeah, I don't know where it is now.
Have you ever wanted to change from that? Like, would you build an E92?
If I could sell it and get decent money for it, I'd like to build a GT86.
Oh, I would not expect you to say that.
I really like the look of them, but then I would like to build an E90 or an E92. I don't know what the, you know, like Mark Marshall's one of them two cars I'd like to do. But as I said, you know,
it's just a good chassis though.
Yeah, I can't argue with this car. I mean, it does everything I want it to do.
It's all down to what you do drifting for as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because if you wanted to just build something to entertain and didn't care about results, you could build what you wanted.
Well, you'd build an old Corolla, wouldn't you?
With a V8, and who would do that?
Big V8 and
with a big V8, just shoehorn that in. Yeah. But that's it, isn't it? This is actually a competitive package.
Yes, it works. You know, all right, we've had a bit of driver error this year,
Yeah.
bit of car error, so hopefully iron everything out for next year and go for the win.
What are you going to be doing between now and then, other than rebuilding it? Are you going to try and get some?
Yes, I'm trying to get out for. There's a practice day in February, so we're going to aim for that as a deadline.
Where's that?
I think it's a Rockingham day.
Oh, okay. Ah, yes, yeah, I've seen that on there.
So we're going to aim for that.
Yeah.
That's the deadline. I want the car together, ready. You know, it's ready for the season.
Yeah. And then that gives you a month and a half, 2 months for round one.
Yeah.
Or spring Matsuri if you do that as your next practice, and then
So
round one.
So there's a few. I want to get a few practice days in to get me back used to the car.
Yeah.
Iron any issues out with the new cooler, or the
Diff.
lower set wheels if they change it slightly.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Because you might change side bite, mightn't it?
Yes. So hopefully it'll give it more, having a bit more contact patch.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Could be the answer. Could be
the key.
We could be speaking to BDC champion 2018.
Could be. Hopefully.
Your day-to-day job, because you're. Are you a mechanic?
No.
You're not a mechanic.
I'm a lot of things.
Well, I know that.
Well, yes.
What is your day-to-day job?
I've gone part-time at the moment.
You're a part-time dad?
No, don't be silly. No, I'd like to be. It's easy.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not easy at all. No, MOT tester.
Yep.
Recovery driver, and just general, do bits and bobs.
Yep.
I do know mechanics, but I don't like getting my hands dirty.
No, who does?
Well, yeah, exactly. But yeah, the 2 days that I have off, I do this.
What are we looking at?
No, just random. These are fiberglass panels, 120 mils. Same on the 36.
So you make fiberglass?
Yes, we make fiberglass panels. So yeah, this is an order going out tomorrow. So yeah, this has kind of exploded. Last couple of months.
Is it since putting it on your car? Did you ever plan on doing this? Or was it sort of
it was something that kind of did. I've always done fiberglassing because obviously years of motorsport.
Yeah.
Most race cars are fiberglass, etc. It was kind of just to keep on top of that and have spares, so I didn't have to buy any.
And then did people just start asking?
Yeah, people
can I
started
buy them from
asking. Yeah, so then that started selling a few. Made the 120s for the Wisefab, which they seem to be selling well because everyone
wants Wisefab.
Well, yeah.
And also, I think people are starting to get eyes again, aren't they?
Well,
almost gone are the days where BMWs have wheels sticking out the arch.
Nearly. We're ironing them out as much as we can.
Yeah.
So yeah, then.
And you're doing your part to help that. So.
Exactly.
Our eyes, thank you.
Part to the community.
Yes.
Caring the community. Yeah. That's the one.
Stopping offending offensive BMWs.
So yeah, and then we've moved on to doing a few Nissan stuff.
Which is over here.
This is the latest creation. S15 rear clam, S13 rear clam in the corner, DMAT bumper, R34 bumper.
Because you did an S13 clamshell, haven't you?
Yes, which is over there.
Nathan Shivers, didn't you?
Yes. A few other people have bought them as well.
Because with the way drifting is going, people are almost at the limits of what they can get financially out of their engines.
Yes.
So I guess the next logical and cost-effective thing to do is weight.
Yeah.
So cutting back ends off, and so clamshell seems to be.
It's the way forward at the moment. A lot of people are building the cars. Everybody's kind of building the cars the same way.
Yeah.
Chop
it from the turret's back and space frame, and then clamshell on.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're enabling this to happen.
I am.
At least it's been done right. People aren't just doing awful bumper chops and stuff like that. Because actually, your car, although it's a BMW, a lot of people do like it who traditionally like Japanese cars. I know Alex likes your car just because it's got good fitment, it's got good wheels, and it looks the part.
Yeah, it does.
It looks like it wouldn't look out of place in a almost a Japanese grid.
Yes.
It's not as if you put an E36 massive arch. Just you've made it look correct for drifting.
Like it should have done when it left the factory.
Yeah. Well, a little bit lower.
I can't go too low because you lose all the suspension travel and the exhaust catches.
But you can't go too high because Phil will tell you off.
He's told me off before for having it too
He has
high.
told you off
Yes.
before. But I mean, what got you into drifting? What made what?
What got me into drifting? I got sick of, you know, racing, the bitchiness,
politics and everything else.
Yeah, the politics that come with it. And we was, obviously, people that know me, we own a garage as well and a salvage yard. We was on the government take back scheme, the scrappage scheme.
Yeah.
And we had a Sierra coming.
Oh, okay.
Just a normal Pinto, nothing fucking special. And I said to one of the lads here that worked for us, I said, so should we just have a crack, like?
Yeah.
Seeing it advertised on the internet, you know, Buxton, Birmingham, Wales, and yeah, we just...
So was that when you met like Smithy and Ross and that sort of thing?
Yeah.
And Phil back in the day, I guess? Phil did some BMW things? With wheels?
I didn't...
Did you know
The
Phil?
first time I only ever met Phil was... We was at Birmingham, Wales. It was a practice day, and I got like talking with Smithy and etc. and everybody kind of integrates.
Yeah.
I was speaking with Chunk.
Oh, okay. That's Rich Newton.
Yeah, Rich
for
Newton.
people that don't know Chunk.
Yes. And Phil was there and was talking. That was the first time I ever met the guy.
Oh, okay.
And then, yeah, kind of just...
What car was he in then? His compact?
No, he was just in a road car. He just come up for the crack, I think, just to watch.
When it was a normal person that integrated with everything else.
Yes. So yeah, it kind of went from a Sierra dicking around at Buxton, and then got talking with Mike Gaynor, because he used to basically run it up there for John.
Because that was Drift 1, wasn't it?
Yes, yep, you got it. This is how far back we're going now.
Yeah.
And he kind of, I said to him, like, I want something with a bit more power, you know, a bit more power, just a bit better car. And he said a 36, and it's kind of stuck.
And escalated from that.
Yeah, and it's escalated into that. But yeah, that's where it all started. It was a red Sierra on a government scrappage scheme.
Lovely.
As a dicker.
A good use for those cars.
Yeah. Now they're a collectible. I should have bloody kept it.
So I think on that note, thank you very much for entertaining me on this winter's night.
No problem, darling.
And I will come back and speak to you in a few weeks, I guess, if you're aiming for that, February.
Yes.
I might even be there.
Oh, braving it.
Braving it. I'll take a bike. So I can get around and see everything. Well, thank you very much.
No problem.
And you look good in your new hoodie and your new cap.
It's lovely.
Product placement at its best. Thank you very much.
Ciao.
Bye. Oh, I was going for a high five.
So that was the last video in our BDC driver review. If you want to ask any of the drivers questions, leave a comment and we'll happily get them to answer. And remember, like and subscribe, and yeah, stay tuned for more BDC drifting content.